Everyone. It is so great to see you all today. And I am here with our wonderful guests who I will be introducing momentarily, just making sure that all of our tech is up and running as we do a quick tech check here. So thank you for your patience. And as you can see, and we've been promoting and talking about this conversation, we are going to be talking about connecting to the heart of higher visibility. Yes, and all systems are go. It looks good. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and give a quick intro, and then we can dive into this conversation today where we're going to hear about Noelle, her journey, some of her challenges, some of her biggest breakthroughs, some incredible wins that she's had, and just some advice for other people that might be, coming from that same sort of place on how you can also do it too for yourself. So Noelle is an international award-winning director and filmmaker, and she's a native New Yorker, a lifelong background in the performing arts. She wrote, starred, and directed her debut short film, Heart, and that's currently on the festival circuit with a total of nearly 50 worldwide selections and wins combined to date. So that has been incredible to watch her go through that journey. And with all of her projects, she's passionate about entertaining, inspiring, helping people heal in a way that helps them connect. And she has a heartfelt desire to work collaboratively through her creative projects and also her company that she founded, One World Learning, which is supporting children with a holistic and creative approach to their early childhood education and beyond. So with all that being said, welcome, Noelle. It's great to see you here today on our episode of Shine Insiders Live.
Thank you so much for asking me. I'm honored, to say the least. I'm sitting here with Heather Brigette having this conversation. It's a big deal, guys.
I love it. I receive it. And you've been stepping into our Shine Online Mastermind journey, and you have just been so fun to watch from day one, because it's just been, it feels like one aha moment after another and just one more incredible win after another. But, it didn't always start in that place, especially when it comes to your visibility. So before we kind of get into that journey, I would love to just hear a little bit more about your background, your own inspiration, your own story. Like, what was it that you knew was going to have you working in a creative type of environment or career? Like, when you were younger, did you know this is what you wanted to do?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I knew by the time I was 2-3 years old. I was obsessed with performing, and I just would do whatever I could, like whether it was dancing, singing, impressions, jokes, magic tricks, whatever I could do. I would, I just wanted to perform all the time.
And isn't there a story about you dancing on the desks of?
Yes. Well, I mean, I stood up. My mother had a stereo. The first time I stood up by holding on to a stereo. I was obsessed with music right away, as an infant, apparently, according to my mom. And my grandmother, when I was 2 years old, my grandmother and my mother were both educators. And my grandmother would bring me into her classroom and just pop me on the desk. And I would sing and dance for the kids. And yeah, I mean, it was natural. And even in kindergarten, I remember that was an interesting time performing wise, because we had a big performance and we were all standing on the stage and all the kids were kind of nervous and standing like this. And I remember people freaked out that day. My grandmother and my mother included. They were shocked because I was totally comfortable. I went out to the front. I was just doing my thing. I have pictures somewhere of me going wild in the front of the stage and everybody else was kind of standing there. So I think it was from the day one.
It was evident from the beginning that you were going to be in entertainment and providing entertainment and involved in that kind of a career. I love that. And you have such an interesting backstory too throughout the years of your experience. So you were singing, dancing. I think I just learned for the first time, the longer I know you, the more I keep finding out these interesting nuggets of knowledge and tidbits. that you had actually performed at CBGB's back in the, am I saying it right? CBGB, yeah, back in the day.
Like early 2000s. Yep, right before they closed. I had a band. I wrote, I produced, I performed, and I also danced. I did some hip hop videos. Trying to think, Mano and Jadakiss and stuff like that. And I don't know. Music was definitely a big first love. I think acting was always in my mind, and I definitely went to 4 schools at once as an undergrad in college. So I did dance and vocal and acting, and then of course my teaching credits, and classical piano, of course. But yeah, like music was a big part of it, and then it just kept unfolding into more things.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, you also had a lot of education, did a lot of training in these areas. So from classical type, training to performing on stage at CBGB's to rap videos for Jadakiss on MTV. Like, what an incredible background. And then I love that you have this story around one of your first projects where it was a Paul Haggis film, and Catherine Keener, who most of us know and love as an actress, she took a shining to you and asked him to give you a walk-on role. And was that your first like kind of big?
Yep, that was my first work in film and television ever. And like, big budget film like HBO or whatnot. I had done like some student films and stuff before that. But yeah, she was great. She was so welcoming, and I was shocked. I'm very grateful, but it was really wonderful. And it was a great set to be on. The crew was incredible. Right from day one, I started getting to know the crew and watching everything. And it was just a really great experience. Everything really was great.
So then as things kept unfolding, you've now had, during the pandemic, you had this inspiration to create a debut directorial project. This is Heart, the one we mentioned in your intro, that now has all this recognition. It's very popular. It's a hit on the festival circuit. You've been an official selection in so many places, as well as getting awards left and right. And so what was it that inspired you to want to create that film?
Well, I mean, I actually wanted to make a film right before the pandemic. I had another script that I had written, and the pandemic hit, things just kind of fell apart. And I was thinking as an actor, I was thinking about making a reel. I was also thinking about storytelling. And I thought, okay, if I'm going to make something, let me make something that I can shoot in one day with 2 actors, all about relationship in one location, because I felt like that financially would be doable. And it kind of got born. It was born out of the production aspect, because I wanted to actually make the film. I didn't want to just write something and end up with nothing, and then from there, I just kind of let myself be led with this kind of process. A lot of it is meditation and going within and kind of listening to that small voice. And I'm learning how to trust that voice more and more. And that's kind of how Heart, even the title Heart, I have to say, I didn't analyze it. I didn't think about it. I remember walking in my living room, and it was like a flash. I saw the black background, the lettering, everything. I was like, oh, that's the title. That's interesting. And then I just tried to create what I saw.
I love that. And you kind of had the little play in the title with the A being capitalized. So Heart, it's got the art and the heart.
Right? I didn't understand that. That's the interesting thing about, I think, when it's in this intuitive creative process. I saw the lettering like that, but I didn't make the connection of that he's an artist. And I honestly didn't. It was interesting. It's interesting to me anyway.
I love it. And this film is all about, the challenges of loving an artist, right? It's a short film that packs an emotional punch. And I mean, obviously everyone's loving it. You're getting incredible write-ups and everything. So that's when we met. It had kind of just been starting on the circuit, and it was a very exciting time. And so I would love to just kind of go back a little bit to the beginning of your journey into higher visibility. And where were you at that time? Like, were you struggling with getting more PR or visibility, or what were the challenges, and what made you think like, okay, this is, I know, like the next step or chapter for me?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I felt really excited about the film. And when I started on the festival circuit, it was like December. And I saw like it started to get some nice reception, you know, like I was being approached by festivals. They were very welcoming. Um, you know, we started to get selections and we started to get awards. And someone I know had said to me, "Oh, you should do some PR. You know, you should get some PR around this." And and then I looked into a few things, and then my co-star, Josh Beresford, told me about you. And he said, you should really, you know, check this out. And that's how I found you. And I immediately knew that it was something I was supposed to do. I was really grateful that we found a way to make that work. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that opened up after that. I mean, it's been amazing. Um,
So what are some of the, yeah, like share, what are some of those things?
Well, first of all, I started to understand more about how to represent myself as a holistic brand, how to represent myself better on social media, um, understanding like publicity and PR as an art form. And I have like an incredible amount of respect for that aspect of the business now because I understand it. Not that I didn't respect it before, but it's like I kind of just knew it existed. You know what I mean? I just walked around blindly, not really knowing what it entailed. Um, the things that I've learned in your container, I mean, it carries over into One World Learning, the way that just the way that I handle my business, the way that I try to be in alignment and integral in every aspect of whether it's with the kids, working with them, filmmaking, the way that I post things on socials. The healing, the other part is the healing aspect. This container, I love the women in this container and the network of people. Everybody that I've gotten to know, most of them are creatives, but also healers. And I'm kind of a closet healer. You know what I mean? That's part of, has been a very big part of my personal journey, and still is to this day. I'm surrounded by healers all the time. I work with shamans all the time, and I have certain healing aspects within my repertoire and the way that I do my work, especially with the children, which I do believe is a big part of why there's success on the level that there is.
I love hearing, I just want to go back to that for a sec because I love hearing this because a lot of times when I do this show with people who have gone through the process, I hear a similar echo of words of the kind of things you're saying around, you know, I came for the PR and the visibility. What I didn't realize is I was going to get this whole other kind of internal healing transformational journey as well. And so, you know, I've even started marketing and positioning myself a little differently lately, which is like, okay, I'm a transformational business coach for transformational experts. And while most of my clients are like you, creatives and consultants, most of the creatives are also some sort of consultant. And it's realizing that, yeah, like you guys are, I've always told the creatives, you are really healers because you help people have cathartic experiences through your projects, right? Whether you're an actor or a filmmaker, like you're bringing something that helps people process maybe some unresolved trauma, emotions, whatever, bringing it to the surface to be released. So I love that that's one of your big kind of moments and takeaways. So can you share a little bit more about what that, like the inner journey has been like for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, first of all, just the healing journey of working through fear concerning visibility. Because the odd thing is people think, oh, you love to perform, you love to be seen. No, I don't. I don't like it at all. I like hiding within the performing. I like hiding within the performing. But this container has really helped me to open up in that way, where it's like, I feel like fear doesn't necessarily have to go away. So I don't want to like mislead people. I don't think fear is bad. I think it's just about how you deal with it. So now, like, since I've been in the container, I keep taking more and more steps forward, more things that make me feel uncomfortable and afraid. And now when I feel afraid, because I know I'm in alignment and I'm doing things from an aligned place, I'm not worried when I feel afraid like that it's bad. Usually when I'm afraid, that's usually telling me I really need to do that thing. Like I really need to take that jump, because that's the thing that's going to move me forward. That's the thing that's going to get me to the next place that I need to go, to be of service, to be productive, to be in my zone, you know. And at the end of the day, it is all about connecting with others, helping others, like the festivals, connecting with festivals from all over the world, knowing that film really was about healing. It really was about healing. And there was a whole undercurrent of that energetically that I was sending out. So, you know, I mean, it all ties together, the container, the internal process of walking through the fear, moving forward, allowing yourself to be seen. Like even this, what we're doing right now, this is scary in a sense, because, you know, I'm talking about stuff and I'm letting people see me and hear things that maybe I wouldn't, you know, but it's really good. It's really freeing. And my life is expanding and getting bigger, and it feels happier and better. And there's just more people and more adventures. It's just way better. So I'm all for it.
I love it. And I can even just reflect back to you and watching your journey that I've seen this kind of like a new person emerging in terms of like calmer, more focused, more intentional, and using, you know, that time and energy that you do have for the important things to focus on in both, because you have two careers going at the same time, two businesses essentially. So and those pieces where, yeah, you have learned to stretch in and through the discomfort, right? That's really what, you know, as also, you know, this community is largely heart-centered, purpose-driven entrepreneurs, where we are constantly having to stretch into those uncomfortable spaces and go move through the boundaries that we have, because that is where all the wonderful things start to happen. And I love that piece you brought in about it's maybe, you know, the fear doesn't always necessarily totally go away, but it's how you respond to it. It's how you build up your muscles and practice on how to respond to certain situations. And I'm always saying practice, 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 right? Doing the things, taking action, which all of you are doing. It's an inner journey while we're also working the outer steps. So as you're taking that divine inspired action, right, it's coming from a more aligned place. And that's when the results start to click in and get easier and faster. And those divine people that you're meant to connect with and collaborate or serve in this lifetime start to show up in more of a magnetic way. So you've just been a great example of how all the good, you know, opportunities and things, they start to land. You've had some great stories you've shared in our classes around things that are quite synchronistic, right? In terms of meeting people you've wanted to meet, or suddenly be, you know, at an event with these people that are just like so influential and can really help you in your career. And a lot of that has come through your own trust of really tapping into your own inner guidance system, right? Getting deeper in touch with your own authenticity and vulnerability of who you are. And you're here today sharing that story. So give us some shout out and some love if you're here watching, or if you're watching on the replay. Give Noelle some love in the comments below. Let us know what you like about her story and what you resonate with about what she's sharing with you today. So if there were anything that you could tell someone that might be considering, maybe there where you before, where you didn't really feel like you knew or understood PR or how to do it, and you knew there were certain things you needed to do to get out there more and raise your visibility, like what would you advise to them, in terms of some simple things that they could do to start moving their own needle forward?
Well, definitely find a container or some way to get educated if you're not sure how to navigate those waters. Because I'm now a big believer in getting help and support so that I know what to do. I can't do it all myself. That's the big thing that I've learned, that it is really about enlisting the help of others, learning from others, hiring others, like VAs or whatever you need. That's A. B, I think being ready to take that inner journey of really your own personal evolution, because that's the biggest piece, I think, that openness and willingness to allow yourself to transform and expand. And I mean, for me personally, I don't know if this resonates with other people, but the biggest thing I think for me is remembering that it's not about me. Like the more I make it about service, the more I make it about healing, the more I make it about the energy that I'm bringing to the connection and recognizing that alignment of my thoughts, my feelings, and my words. And I'm not saying I do it perfectly, but I am aware of it and I keep moving that needle in the direction that I want it to go. I feel like that makes a really big difference when it starts to become about other things, like even the film stuff. Like it's about what can I give? It's not about look at me. It really isn't. It's really about what can I give? What do I want to share? What do I want to share? And then I feel like all that other stuff starts to show up. The right people start to show up, like you said, Heather. The right containers, the right arrows to show you. Oh, go to this person, learn here, get help from them, or collaborate with whoever. It's just be open, be really open to good, and get in that internal alignment, and then the allowing, I think.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's all so well said. And I think, yeah, some of the things you had told me, like in your own words, were that the focusing on the alignment, value, worth, integrity, and healing aspects of the self, actually looking at those things that are stopping you or standing in the way of that greater visibility so that you can embrace one's true gifts and potential. Now, so for you, that I know has translated into a lot of tangible wins. So from having a stronger online presence, like growing your audience, your reach, I know you're also growing your income, right? And so, can you share maybe an anecdote or a story around something tangible that you feel like has really just lined up for you in going through this journey? And also, let us know what's coming up for you as well, what you're working on next.
Sure. Well, I mean, I've definitely expanded One World Learning into something that I'm doing now called Academic Adventures. That started back in January when I started working with you. I had always wanted to do that. That's kind of exciting, where I work in novel, exciting environments with children, and it's very creative. Yes, I've definitely learned how to be a better businesswoman because of PR. I think understanding the way I market myself, but I'm also going to say that there's a lot of content in your pillars, Heather. So there's a lot that I still have to, I'm excited because there's a lot that I know that I still have to act on. And I'm kind of excited to get a bit better with my time management because I am so busy, so that I can utilize a lot more of the gifts that come from those pillars. I definitely had the chance to go to an incredible gala in a way that I would normally never have the opportunity. It was a theater in Sag Harbor out in the Hamptons. It was an incredible gala. Money from that event went to educating children on theater and also exposing children to theater, as well as paying actors. So that was just a really good karmic, energetic feeling. And the friendships. Since making the film and then getting into this container, I have just come into contact and become friends with so many incredible people that are like-minded, that are on similar paths, that are like comrades and collaborators, and I mean, on every level, spiritually, business-wise. That to me is like the biggest thing, quite frankly, is that the people that have come into my life have been such a blessing, including women that are in your container that I've met, that are like now, they're just great friends and they're great collaborators and they're so brilliant and creative and spiritual and like it's just, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's all great. I don't know.
It's an all around win. I love it. Well, and this is beautiful. Like just hearing like it is like an internal shift that then you start to see all the results on the outer, and they're the reflection of the work that you're doing on the inner. So this is beautiful.
And my project, I am working on a series. It's called My Dead Ex-Boyfriend, and I am very, very excited about it. But that's a new project that I'm working on right now. So I just want to share that because I'm super excited.
That's next. That's what's coming up next. Incredible. Well, it has been such a joy to be able to hear more about you, your background, your journey into higher visibility, connecting through the heart. And also everyone keep an eye out for her film, Heart. It's everywhere. It's at all the festivals, basically. But if you want to connect with Noelle and find out more and just say hello, you can do that on, here, obviously we're connected, whatever stream you're watching on, but also on Instagram at Noelle Sorenson. So we'll make sure we put that link in any of the chats if you're watching this on replay as well. But I'll spell it quickly too, just so you have it. Noelle, and that's Sorenson, Sorenson. So you can check out Nicole on Instagram and
Noelle.
I'm sorry.
The Nicole thing is a Noelle thing. I've met other Noelles. People say Nicole whenever it's just, you just said.
Did I just call you Nicole?
It's okay. It's a long thing. It's fine. It's actually.
I thought I said Noelle, but my new VA is Nicole. So sometimes the ends flip.
I always take that as a really positive sign, and I won't get to that now, but that's a good thing. I'm glad you.
And we did spell it correctly, right? So everyone, that is Noelle, Noelle, Sorenson, Sorenson at Noelle Sorenson on Instagram. So please connect with her over there. Say hello, DM her, ask her about her film. If you want to figure out how you can check it out and see it, go on and start a chat with Noelle, not Nicole. And also for those of you who might be interested in stepping into greater visibility, I do have a few spots I've opened up this next week. So you can book in we have a bit.ly link that you can use. So that's bit.ly/chat-Heather. And we'll make sure that link is also under here as well. If you want to book in for a complimentary 20-minute PR action call. And that is really just to find out like where you're at, what your goals are, where you're stuck, and to give you a mini plan to start moving the needle forward on your visibility and your PR. So any last thoughts today, Noelle, before we wrap up? Any words of wisdom?
I'm just saying, I'm just glad that I'm doing this. I'm just glad that I am here, and I love being in your container, and I look forward to doing more. And yeah, just keep putting the next foot forward. You know what I mean? Like it just keep moving it forward, and don't be afraid to do that, because that's how the motion starts, and then it keeps going, and it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Yeah, I think, the best time to plant the tree is today. So if, it's something you've been thinking about and wanting to do, that now is a great time. And my big platform I'm out there saying is the best time to start is actually yesterday. But if you didn't start yesterday, let's get you started today. And yeah, it's just a beautiful way to, make more impact in the world, to focus on income generating pieces of your business, the things that actually matter, getting, more clarity and focus on, your positioning, your messaging, your packaging, how you're putting yourself out in the world so that the ROI, right, comes back to you in a easier, quicker way. So it's been so cool watching you and your journey, Noelle, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds. So please feel free, comment below, say hello, #replay if you're watching the replay. Feel free to chat and ask questions. We'll both be watching the chat and come back later to say hello to anyone who's watching this later. And Noelle, thank you again for coming out today, and we'll give everyone some big kisses and wish everybody a very beautiful rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, love. Bye.